Well, good morning. It's Tuesday, November 23rd, 2024, and welcome to episode 813 of the Lots Project Morning Show, where the coffee's strong, the opinions are stronger, and everything is always filter free. I'm Brian, your host, and today I'm enjoying a light Peruvian from foodforestfarms.com, where you can get 10% off with the discount code LOTS10, LOTS10, and the shipping's always free. I said yesterday to check out C4 Club and the annual C4 Club, the C4 Club sale. Basically, you get 10 months for 10 months, 12 months of coffee for 10 months price. I said it lasts until the end of the year, and I was sadly mistaken. It lasts until the middle of December. The last C4 shipping day of the year is the end of the sale. So if you're looking to get that deal, head over to foodforestfarms.com. Check out the C4 Club member sale. The link is in the video description. The link is in the audio description, or you can go to foodforestfarms.com and find it there. Sign up for the C4 membership for the next year. It's a fantastic deal. Where can you get? Hold on. I'm going to get a calculator. I'm going to get a calculator here. Where is it? There it is. We get 2 pounds times 12 months. Where else? Let me see. $16.66 a pound. Where else can you get premium hand air roasted coffee done in small micro batches by a guy that's going to reach out to you and make sure you are happy with your roast? You're going to get what you want. You're going to get the quality product and the quality beans that he puts out. Where else are you going to get that for $16.66 a pound? There isn't anywhere. I don't care what Black Friday sale you're going to get. That's going to be the best one you're going to find anywhere. So go head over to foodforestfarms.com today. Check out C4 Club. Tell them the Lots Project sent you, and enjoy a cup for sure. Let's head over to live chat before we get into things today. I'm going to be talking about downloading a classic movie. I missed that yesterday on the list. We downloaded a movie that we hadn't seen in quite a while that both Corey and I were big fans of growing up, and now we own it because we weren't going to rent it. Talk about renting versus buying on Amazon Prime. Also, a weird company name that keeps popping up on Amazon in the commercials, an odd bank, and I found a list populated up in my feed yesterday about things to do with 5-gallon buckets, and I thought I'd take a look, and it's interesting what they put on the list, so we'll talk about that. Who's hanging out this morning? John Palmer, good morning and good day to you. Thanks for popping in, sir. Rewilder Life, good morning, up baking before work. You got a big old holiday gathering coming, I'm guessing. I'm pretty sure I recall that you end up having a bunch of people in for Thanksgiving, if I recall right. I could be wrong there, but I think I saw in other groups that you started rocking the Thanksgiving food already. Canadian Farmstead's driving. Thanks for letting us know. Appreciate that. Drive safe and don't hit anything. Pippinized. Good morning, Mr. Pippin. How did you like your first morning of C4? Actually, is a couple days ago. Yesterday would have been the first morning. I saw your package got lost. That's always that's a tragedy when the coffee shipment gets lost. Rewilder Life says they're having 25 people. Hey Corey, what's the list look like at Kevin's Thanksgiving? How many people? 18. All right. Was that what was there when we were there, or that was usually less? All right. So the Thanksgiving we used to go to, family Thanksgiving, when Corey and I were back in Minnesota, was usually between 15 and 20. They're gonna have 18 this year. Um, it is what it is. Pip says it was misplaced. It was misplaced. Did the person that received the package open it? That's always the thing that I wonder. Like, if I get mail for other people, I don't hear necessarily because we don't have a mailbox. But if I get mail for other people, I don't open it unless it's an accident. Like if it's just a box, a parcel, package would not qualify. Like if I get a box, I look at the name. But if you're just ripping through letters and shit like that, have you ever accidentally opened up somebody else's mail or on purpose accidentally opened up anybody else's mail? Pip said it was still sealed when it was picked up. That's good. That's good. That's good. What's that? Oh, Corey in with the count. I thought it was a high year this year. It sounded like there was some extra families showing up. They're gonna have 24, one shy of Rewilder Life. They're gonna have 24 at their Thanksgiving. So we'll be there virtually. We'll dial in with the FaceTimey stuff. Hey Pip, what roast did you get this year or this month in your C4 club for your first go around with the members? Pip says, I go through 80 UPS packages a day at work. I've opened up more than my fair share of other people's orders. Yeah. Rewilder Life says, I love family gatherings. I have a tough time with family gatherings. Not just not it's been that way my whole life, really. It's not anything to do with Corey's family. Corey's family is actually absolutely wonderful. What's up, Diggs? What's up, Diggs on Twitch? Thanks for stopping. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I don't fit in. I think is one thing. I don't align, and I never really have. I never really was into chatting with folks that don't interest me. I'm not a troublemaker. Ruella Life says, "Oh, we solved that. Troublemaker's not invited." I wasn't a troublemaker. I just didn't find any interest in sitting around and bullshitting. It's almost like going to school. I just thought differently. I think I thought about different things. I was interested in different things, and I have a short conversational attention span. So when I'm trapped at a place where I'm there for 6-7 hours, circulating and mingling amongst the same people, I think it's just not my deal. Not my deal, really. Small gatherings, that's fine. Last year we had Thanksgiving with our friends, and it was 4 of us, and it was a really nice time. It was really good time. The big thing is just a little chaotic for me, I think. I don't know, lots going on, and Other Life says we play poker. I could play poker. Then I would be considered a troublemaker because I'd take all your money. John Palmer says 23, usually more like 30. Is there a reason? Did you lose that many people over the last year? I apologize if you have. That sucks, or just people not able to make it. Pip says first round was light, medium, and Brian's blend. Nice, that'll work. Canadian Farm says, yeah, but think of the poor people trapped with you for 6 hours. I do. I do. That is part of the problem as I got older and realized that I didn't really give a shit about what most people were talking about. I I realize that they probably don't give a shit about what I'm talking about either, and we're just in a stalemate sitting here blabbering at each other, or sitting staring at each other was even more pleasurable, and that happened. I actually preferred the sitting and staring, sitting and staring at each other and not talking. I did enjoy. So there was usually one or two people that I liked talking to. 3 or 4. But the big thing, it's just too much chaos. It's too much chaos for me. Let me sneak away, sit outside, sneak away with that cousin, and not bring my wife too. Christ. Oh, anyway, Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday. I don't know what the week of shows looks like. You guys wanna hang out on Thursday morning? Corey and I we're homebodies. Our friends that we had Thanksgiving with last year, we've already had our Thanksgiving, our Friendsgiving, or whatever you want to call it. That's already happened, and they are actually out of town, so we're staying put. We're not going out to the cabin because it's going to be pretty chilly overnight, and we haven't figured out a heat source out there, so we'll be staying here. I can get up. I could pass. It doesn't matter to me either way. We can hang out, or if everybody's going to be just gonna John Palmer. I'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, it's up to you guys. Canadian Farmstead says I need to clarify this is American Thanksgiving. No, this is America. You all should change the name of your shit. American Thanksgiving. Do you guys celebrate Christmas on a different day too? You guys already had your Thanksgiving, didn't you? John Palmer says, I wish football didn't always need to be turned on. I don't know if we could talk about football. Bless you, Corey, from the people in the chat. Whoa. Something just dinged, and I don't know what it is. I didn't recognize that ding. You ever have your computer make noises at you, and you're like, I don't know what that one was. I had heard lots of dings before. I am not sure which that one was. John wishes football didn't always need to be on. Over the years, I used to be a huge football fan. It was the opposite for me. I wanted football on, but the people that insisted on flabbing in my ears about it, I just wanted to watch the game. Since I was a kid. As I got older, I really didn't care. I didn't follow that much anymore. So Pip says we have the work Thanksgiving today. Ooh, work Thanksgiving. What do you guys get for work Thanksgiving? Pip says I made 2 cheesecakes that look tasty. Cheesecake. You made 2 cheesecakes, Pip? Are you a baker? Pip the baker. Making cheesecake. Cheesecake isn't that easy to make, is it? I don't think I've ever made cheesecake. Corey, have you ever made cheesecake? I don't think I've ever made cheesecake. I have a feeling is it hard to make? Throughout their lives, my nephews became big football people. My brother ruined them. Yeah, I mean, I used to be. John Palmer's in it for Jello. The Jello with you couldn't even I love the Jello, but when they would put fruit in it, and there'd be the grapes in the Jello, and the skin would get loose on the grapes, so you'd go to bite it, and the skin would peel off, and you had this rubbery grape skin, and in your Jello. It says if he can make it, anybody can. Jello cheesecake. What the hell is Jello cheesecake? That sounds gross, man. That really doesn't sound good at all. What flavor Jello? Cherry? Grape? Anyway, rolling on to my list here. We Rather Life says cheesecake just needs good amounts of whole fats, not Jello. Anyway, this weekend, Corey and I had gotten kind of our fill of our watch list, our purchased movies, our things we were kind of watching on Amazon. And we got back from putting the shed up, and all we wanted to do was chill out and hang out and watch TV. Is that when we got to Sandlot? It was on Saturday night? Oh, one of the nights we got sick of everything we were watching. I had it on the list yesterday, so it could have been Saturday or Sunday. I didn't notate. I can't remember that far back. But one of the evenings we decided we wanted to rent an old movie, so we picked up. We went on and found The Sandlot. Well, you guys have. I hope you've seen it back from. I think it was 1993 when we looked. What a fantastic movie! There's just Corey and I sit and watch and see now all the remakes they're making, the remakes of remakes. Oh God, John just posted the Jello cheesecake. Jello no bake classic cheesecake dessert kit with filling mix and crust mix. Gross. Just gross. Pip says you're killing me, Smalls. Right, man? So I don't know. Are there any good movies anymore coming out? I feel like they just stopped trying to come up with new ideas. Are the screenwriters or something still on strike for years and years and years or something? It was fantastic. I mean, it used to be good. We used to get new movies. I know they used to make remakes of movies along the way. But it seems like they're making movies that just shouldn't be made. They're remaking movies that weren't any good to begin with. And most of the movies that were decent that they're remaking, they're just ruining with wokeism and weird twists that just don't make sense. Because you can't take a movie that was set in a different time, like a different mentality time, like the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, and try to transform it into some modern day version of itself. The movie was written for the people that were watching it at that time. It just doesn't work when you try to make it new. Have you guys seen any new remakes of movies that were better than the original? I'm not talking sequels or seconds, but direct remakes. Corey and I will scan through the Amazon listings and go, and we'll be scrolling and we'll be like, oh, look at that. And it'll be a movie that we both or one of us recalled from our earlier years that we really enjoyed or was a good movie. And then we'll click on it and it's some fucking 2023 remake. 2022 remake. No good. No good. John Palmer says Gone in 60 Seconds. The remake, but that was from the 90s. The Nicolas Cage one was a remake. I'm almost positive. Is that what you're talking about? Hunter says, LOL, the new movies will have Skibidi Toilet in it. What? What does that mean? Skibidi Toilet. I don't know. I don't know what that is. But anyway. Anyway, Corey and I, we're just done with all the shit that's for free. For free, quote unquote, for free. We pay X amount of dollars every year for Amazon Prime to get the free shipping, the expedited shipping and all that, which I haven't really dug into. Pip says The Italian Job. It was a good remake. I think they loaded it. They front loaded it. And you said it. It was from 2003. We hadn't hit the. What was the woke tipping point? What year did shit start to go sideways? I don't even remember. I feel like you could still tell a joke in 2000. I feel like you could still, in public, I'm talking in public, I mean, like for a movie, appealing to the masses. What's that? I don't know. I was really drunk that whole period of my life. Corey asked if it was that way in 2008. I don't remember. Rather Life said, when did Friends stop airing? That would have had. When did Friends stop airing? Huh. That's a great question. May 6th, 2004. Rather Life would say it seems like around then. So that would have been in my I can't remember time. John Palmer says racism and wokeism. Right. Pip says 2015. John's wondering if it was Obama. Hunter says, I don't know, but I feel woke is in TV more. I think it changed the mindset of the writers. Not necessarily that they're pushing agendas as much as they are. I mean, if when you look for it, I try not to. I try to sit and watch a movie and not go, wow, look at that. But it changes the way writers write. You couldn't put Blazing Saddles in a theater. You couldn't put. Oh, we watched Monty Python and the Holy Grail the other night. You couldn't put that in the theater. Rewild Life says everyone is weird. The new TV is like watching Hunger Games. I haven't watched any new TV in a long time. I think what put me over the edge for TV. Okay, this will tell you how long it's been since I really watched a TV show. The one about the two waitress girls. Two Broke Girls. And there was another one that was on about that time, and I was just like, no, I'm done. I can't listen to the horrible jokes, the continual laugh track, and pretend it's funny. And I was done. Like, I couldn't do it anymore. Hunter says, ha, 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 ha. Oh, Rewildlife says, with the weird outfits and stuff. Are they wearing weird outfits in TV now? Anyway, we wanted a movie that we knew was good. It was for purchase or rent. Corey and I are very good about when Amazon says, do you want to wait till Friday to get your packages to get a promotional credit? Always. For an extra $2 off movies, they we were like, yep, okay. So we do that. We had some credits built up, so we bought The Sandlot. So they bought Sandlot, or we bought Sandlot. We watched it. I love the movie. You got to go watch it. If you have you not seen it, Pip's obviously seen it. You're killing me, Smalls. It's just a good story. It's not cinematic genius by any means. It's a good story that makes you feel good at the end. It's a solid movie. Hunter says we had this combo at the job sites the other day. This is everyone was saying with DEI and changing Ariel black. I don't know if that I think that was the end of it. Not the end of it, but that was well into it. Pip says Scrubs and How I Met Your Mother. I never watched a whole lot of How I Met Your Mother, but Scrubs is fantastic. Scrubs is fantastic for sure. What's the guy's name? What is the guy's name? John McGinley. That guy is got to be one of my favorite actors that I didn't know his name. I know him by sight. He's the guy. So he was Perry Cox in Scrubs. He was one of the Bobs in Office Space. I mean, he's been in a ton of stuff. That guy, when I see him, I'm like, yep, I'm going to enjoy this part of the movie. Pip says The Sandlot is basically required viewing. And John Palmer says Sandlot's a good movie for sure. He doesn't even like baseball. It's so not about baseball. If you don't like baseball and you don't know anything about baseball, you're like in the same shoes as the main character. So you feel what he's feeling throughout the movie. Definitely recommended viewing. Must watch. Pip says John C. McGinley has been in so many movies. Yeah, he has, and TV shows. But fantastic. I love the dry sense of humor that he has and the way he just stares at the camera. It's just fantastic. Canadian Farm says Wagons East. Not familiar. Not familiar. Anyway, we bought The Sandlot, and I have to remember to do this, and I haven't, and it's worrying me that I haven't. But I need to download. If I do this, it'll prevent Canadian Farm says I need to watch it. Wagons East. Hold on. Let me hold on. I'll stop the show. Canadian Farmstead says I need to watch this movie. I gotta write it down. Wagons. Give me a clue as to what it's about. Wagons East. What year and genre? Pip says I didn't know John was in the original Point Break. Original as in, and I don't know if it's original, with Keanu Reeves and Patrick Swayze. Is that the original? Canadian Pharmacist is John Candy. And John Candy and John McGinley. Oh, okay. I'm a fan of it's funny, Pip's like the original Point Break. Did they make another Point Break? Corey and I watched Point Break the other night, and I was like, Pip's like, the original Point Break. I'm like, well, original? That's the one from the 90s, right? Canadian Farm says John Candy is a wagon master hired to take people back east because they hate the West. Mike's Homestead says best movie ever. All right, we've just mentioned like 6 movies in the last 3 minutes. Which one is the best one, or just all of them? Pip says, yeah, with Keanu. Okay, the fact that we have to call a movie from 1991 the original. They must have made another one. Oh, Pip says there was a remake a few years ago. That's unfortunate. Why can't you just leave Point Break alone? Really? Keanu Reeves and fucking Patrick Swayze, you make a remake of it? I guess they remade Roadhouse. When was oh my god, he's been in a bunch of shit. Wagons East is on Prime. Wow. That's Kid Cannabis. I watched that. That was a good one. Did you guys ever watch Burn Notice, the TV show? That was a good one. Holy crap, he's been in a bunch of shit. Sorry, guys. I was trying to get an idea when that might have been. Prior to 94. Oh my god. John McGinley was in Born on the 4th of July. I did not know that. Now this is getting a little prior to my time. Huh. Interesting. Ruala Life says Tulsa King. Huh. Is that like Tiger King? But anyway, I've been slacking. I've been meaning to download all our purchased movies onto a hard drive, an external hard drive, to have when the Starlink takes a dump. So haven't done that yet. But Corey and I have a significant amount of movies. They're all mainly stupid comedies because it was probably because I wanted to watch them. What's that? Oh, and Christmas movies. Yeah. So I gotta get that. Done. There's a large collection of Broken Lizard flicks, Will Ferrell flicks, and Christmas flicks, and now The Sandlot. So, yeah. So we done that. We did that. We done that. We done that the other night. It was enjoyable. Hunter says Broken Lizard. Broken Lizard was who did Super Troopers, Super Troopers 2, Beer Fest, Slam and Salmon, and what's the Cape? Oh, Club Dread. I think those are the 5 that they. I think they put out 5 movies. Huh? Oh, that we've downloaded? Oh, yeah. And a bunch of Happy Madison stuff. Farva and Thorny run a comedy troupe called Broken Lizard, and they made all those movies. basically, I can't say the guy's last name. He played Thorny in Super Troopers, Super Troopers 2. He played Barry Badgernath, and in Beer Fest he played Zongo in Slam and Salmon. Oh man. Pip says, I about flipped my shit when I heard they were rebooting the Crow. They did a horrid job about weird. Who are they gonna have playing the Crow? And they should have had somebody that they wanted to get rid of and had him shot on set too. That would have been fantastic. So yeah, we watched The Sandlot. That's on our list now. I recommend that anybody wants to check out a good flick. It's a good anytime flick. I think you could sit down and watch Sandlot any time of year, anytime you're just bored and you need something to watch. So Sandlot, that's a good one. I do recommend checking out all the Broken Lizard stuff though. If you've never seen Super Troopers or Super Troopers 2, if you've never seen Beer Fest, Slam and Salmon is really sneaking up there as one of my favorites of them. And Club Dread was so. It was funny. It had its moments, but it wasn't to the level of the others that they put out. So check them out. If you get a chance. So while we've been on Amazon, if you're on Amazon, you know that they've added commercials in all over the fucking place. Even when you get to watch a movie with no commercials or a TV show with no commercials, there's fucking commercials at the beginning. They front load them all at the beginning, and it is what it is. It is what it is, really. You cancel the service if you don't like it, I guess. But they keep showing this commercial for this company that, well, the commercial kind of goes like it's showing a bunch of different messes that gets made in vehicles, muddy dogs and shit like that, and it's all the things you remember about having your vehicle, and it's all the sentimental kind of laid out. It's stuff that's making you mad, but it's the memories. And at the end, the guy's cleaning the car up, and basically it's like, keep the memories and lose the mess, I think might be one of the tagline. Obviously, it really stuck in my head. I don't even remember what the actual tagline is, but the name of the company kind of tossed me. And we've talked about that, we're kind of we've transitioned to woke and all of this stuff. And if you think about it, for how long has everything been all natural, chemical free, environmentally friendly, blah blah blah, down the line? Like, these are the selling points that people have been using for at least a couple decades. I have to think it's back into the 90s, I think, when people started touting how natural and chemical free all these products are. Well, this company flipped the script on all of that, and their name of the fucking company is Chemical Guys. So, I mean, I guess I'm talking about them. I guess it might have worked, but how do we go from everything needs to be environmentally friendly, chemical free, all natural, to these guys are just like, fuck it, we're the chemical guys, and we make shit to clean your car. John Palmer says, have you seen the new Jaguar commercial? Is it on Amazon? Because other than Amazon, I don't have anything that would show me commercials. If it's a commercial they run on Oh, John Palmer says brought to you by formerly Bud Light advertisers. Oh, I can only imagine. Do we? Hunter says that's an Idiocracy commercial. Which one? The Jaguar commercial or the Chemical Guys commercials? Hunter thinks it's a joke. Chemical Guys, we make shit to clean your car. That's basically what they say. I think we're getting to a point where we have to be that just fucking blunt. What is the fucking Tartillions? Fuck you. Smoke Tartillions or fuck you. Oh wait, I do own some Mike Judge too in our collection. I mean, I've owned Idiocracy on so many different media formats. It's just stupid. And I saw a meme this morning that the Pip says, was it Jaguar that concealed all its car lines? I can see where this is going. Did Jaguar conceal all the car lines and then they likened it to possibly making an innie look like an Audi and an Audi look like an innie? Not Audi as in the car, Audi as in Audi, like outside. I saw a meme this morning that said, do you know why Gen X is so angry? And I'm like, I can only imagine. There's only 700 reasons why Gen X would be so angry. It said we had to buy our tape collection, then sell it all to buy CDs, sell all our or get rid of all our CDs to buy MP3s, and now we're having to buy the records again or pay for a streaming service. Hunter says an innie look like an Audi. Pip says I bought the Idiocracy DVD for coworker number 4 and still hasn't watched it. Bought it last year. Probably because coworker number 4 doesn't have a DVD player. Did you buy coworker number 4 a DVD player to go along with the DVD you bought? Jesus. Oh man. Yeah. Records to cassette tapes to CDs. I could throw in mini discs in there, recordable mini discs, then MP3s, and now streaming services. Do you guys remember any specific cassette tapes? If you're old enough, do you remember any cassette tapes that you had, like what your favorite one was? Corey, did you have any? You liked the Jets, didn't you? Oh yeah, Corey liked the Jets. Mike Homestead had 8 tracks. John Palmer says he doesn't think he's seen Idiocracy. No, that's a shame. You really should. It should be required viewing for anybody that watches this program or this live stream or whatever. Anyway, Corey had the Jets. Corey's significantly younger than me, if you guys didn't know. Would you be considered Gen X still, or you are Gen something else? Oh yeah, she does. She identifies as Gen X, but she had a Jets cassette tape, and then as a child, because she was born in the mid 80s, she had TLC Waterfalls tape that she listened on repeat. And then at one point, her mom realized what they were actually singing about. I loved it. Corey's like, yeah. She listened to the lyrics. It's fantastic. John Palmer says, isn't it playing out in real life? There are very, very many similarities to modern day society and idiocracy. Huh? Not just Crocs. I love it. Pip says I had a Bon Jovi Crossroads cassette tape. The one I remember listening to on repeat. Oh, I had two that were with me all the time. One in my back pocket and one in my Sony Discman that I saved up forever to buy the yellow Sony Discman with the sport clip that sealed it, made it waterproof. Yeah, you have one of those? I had one. So I had one tape that was in that, and then the other one was in my pocket all the time. I had Beastie Boys, License to Ill, and Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby Got Back, the whole album. It wasn't the single; it was the whole album. And then I had others. I had a big stack of cassette tapes, but those were the ones that little Brian running around in the 80s. Late 80s, early 90s had. Yeah. So another throwback to the 80s and 90s. I get to do a fantastic interview today. Does anybody know who? I don't know if the interview is going to turn out good or not. I'm just kind of geeked out that it's going to happen. I went back and forth whether I should. John Palmer says that Mix-a-Lot album was good. Yeah, it was. And did you know that Sir Mix-a-Lot was around a long time before that album? I went back recently, actually, and looked at his history, and that was interesting. I get a lot of... probably because the internet knows you. I get a lot of feed of 80s and 90s rap in my Facebook. Wu-Tang Clan and all of them. Pip says Vanilla Ice. I don't know if I probably did. Anybody know who Matthew Lesko is? For the folks that are reminiscing about their cassette tapes and things like that. Mike Homestead says easy does it. That's solid, sleazy easy. Hunter says the government guy. Yeah. I'm gonna pull up old Matthew here. If you don't know who Matthew Lesko is, I'm going to this guy, the question mark dude from the infomercial where you can buy his book. And John Palmer says Humpty Hump. After we talk about Matthew Lesko, I'll tell you about Humpty Hump. Digital Underground is the name of the band. Actually, it's not Humpty Hump. So Matthew Lesko is now in his 80s, and he's still out there pimping books. I'm going to interview him this morning for Director Detour. I have no idea how it's going to go, but he popped up on my thing, and I was like, and wavered back and forth, and I declined it, and then he popped back up again, and I was like, well, that's a sign. So I'm excited to interview Matthew Lesko this morning. That one's going to come out in January sometime. I have no idea. Any questions you guys have for Matthew Lesko? What an interesting world we live in. John Palmer says that was the song name. Yes, it was. The Humpty Dance. When I first met Corey, the alarm, my phone alarm, to wake up to in the morning was a long looping clip from the Humpty Dance. And as I mentioned earlier, that was in my drunk period of my life where I was pretty fucking hammered all the time, which meant in the morning I was pretty still hammered and didn't wake up. Bless you again. Didn't wake up that easy. Corey basically hates that song now because all she would listen to is the Humpty Dance on repeat as I laid there and didn't get up. So can't listen to the Humpty Dance anymore. Can't listen to the Humpty Dance anymore. So, oh man. John Palmer says my ringtones are almost all AC/DC now. I couldn't tell you what my ringtone is. I get mad when it's actually on. I get upset when my phone has any volume on it at all. I'm lucky if my phone, I'm not lucky. It's a rare day when my phone is actually even on vibrate. Mike Sohm said Sex Packets was a better song. Digital Underground in general was fantastic. There are a lot of bands that I don't think really got appreciated much because so much good music came out of that period. Do a lot of people remember Digital Underground? Do people remember Rusted Root? Do people remember De La Soul? Man, this could get hairy going down this road. I don't know if I can do that this morning. I haven't had enough coffee to start thinking 80s and 90s undervalued bands. Pip says, yeah, anytime my phone makes a noise, I say, what the fuck do you want? Yeah. Mine has this weird thing where if I try to turn the volume down, wait, how does it? I try to turn the volume up. Ruiler Life says Milli Vanilli. Mike Somstead says 3 foot high and rising. Pip's gonna go listen to some Rusted Root. You're welcome. Anybody remember Dog's Eye View? There's one for you. I saw Dog's Eye View open for Counting Crows and who else was the other band that was there? I think Dog's Eye View was the one that sang Everything Falls Apart or something like that. It's all a blur, man. The fact that I can even remember the names of these artists, it blows my mind. Most of the other shit from that time of my life is really mushy. John Palmer says really good stuff gets lost in lots of great stuff. I mean, we did have a music renaissance kind of in the 80s and 90s before the auto-tune, factory pump it out, everything sounds the same. I think that was probably the end of letting artists kind of do their thing. It happened in the 60s, the 70s. Probably back in the Cash and Elvis and that period where those guys were like, yeah, we're not doing the standard, the status quo anymore, kind of kicked that off and moving out of the gospel. Everything was gospel. Everything was big band and things like that. John Palmer says, does anyone remember Ding-a-Ling? Like My Ding-a-Ling, the song about swimming across the creek? If that's what you're talking about, that's kind of out of left field. But I think it shifted back. Pip says radio stations playing what they want you to hear, not the stuff we were requesting. Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like music, and I try to keep an open mind because I remember when I was a kid, my parents hated, and I think this is pretty common. My parents hated modern music, but I had an appreciation for older music. It wasn't like I hated my parents' music and they hated mine. Blah blah blah. John Palmer says, "Give me a ring-a-ling if you want some ding-a-ling." No thanks. I'll pass. He says lots of bass. It wasn't that I didn't have an appreciation for the music before me, but I feel, and I try to give music now an open mind. It feels like the creativity's gone, and I guess that that really circles back to the movie thing. Why are we rehashing every movie ever made, even the shitty ones? Is that because the creativity and the originality in the world is gone? Is it gone from music? Is it gone from movies? I don't know. I really have a hard time enjoying a lot of the newer stuff. They all sound very, very similar. Is that big music? Is that big music, big money music? The artists that I feel like I like are the ones that that buck that trend. Maybe. But Beyonce trying to sing country music or singing a song that they said was country, it's a joke. Rualo says if you find music on YouTube, there's some really good stuff. Independent guys, for sure. There's some little independent guys that are fantastic. Pip says, I think the writing talent might skip a generation or two. I think a lot less artists are actually writing their own songs. I understand that a long time ago that that songwriters wrote songs for artists. I get it. But it seemed like a higher percentage of artists actually wrote their own music the further back you go. Real Life says one of my favorites is Ren. You won't see him on the radio. Ren sounds familiar. Is that in the same vein as High Res? Is that I think Corey brought I think that was one Corey showed me. Mike's Country says Mike's Country. Mike's Homestead says I like Texas Hold'em. The other one that was quote unquote country sucks. Texas Hold'em, is that a Beyonce country song? What's with the fucking rappers singing country? They didn't like their own genre that they picked. They had to branch out. And why do they have to go to another mainstream? Why don't they just fucking make music and put it out there? And why does it have to be classified? John Palmer says at some point all the good ideas are done, ? I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know. Interesting question. Like, the basic plot lines for movies are probably pretty set. High Ren is one of his most popular. Then he got a couple of remixes. Is he the one that sings about mental illness and is sitting in a straitjacket in a room by himself in a fucking wooden chair? Is that who you're talking about? Because that song's phenomenal when he's talking about schizophrenia. That is him. Okay. Hunter says he's had a few good ideas. Go on YouTube. Someone's done it. Yeah, Hunter confirmed that video is who I was thinking of. Yeah, he is. He's pretty solid. He's pretty solid. The song is spot on. Dealing with multiple people in my past that were in those loops. I've experienced it firsthand. He nails it. Ruala says, "Oh, it's about Lyme disease." Really? I would have assumed that was about schizophrenia. I guess I didn't listen to it that closely. I just, interesting. Interesting. Maybe they play out the same in the end. I will have to dig into the gentleman here. Through other life says he does rap as well. Lots of excellent stuff about the government. Oh, okay. She says Lyme disease causes mental health issues. He's been getting treatment in Canada. It was definitely in the vein of mental health, mental illness. Getting treatment in Canada. Why is he in Canada getting treatment? Does Canada actually treat Lyme disease? Anyway, let's let me see here. Pip says, I'm expecting a wave of music and movies about how COVID's was a massive BS job, almost the size of the 60s and anti-war songs. Yeah. Will it get through? Is there enough? You guys realize there's people that still wear masks and get jabs, right? In 2024, rolling into 2025. You guys know that, right? There's people that still think that they need to stay 6 feet apart. That's still a thing. It isn't quite mainstream yet that it was a BS job. I think that the lag is going to be a lot longer, Pip, especially when you think about where the money flows and who signs off on new film. Music is what it is. That's in real time, especially with things like Wavelake and YouTube and self-publishing. You can write a song. I could write a song right now about anything I wanted, and it'll go well. Movies, on the other hand, it'll lag. I'm guessing. Just a guess. I don't watch new movies to begin with, so it'd be tough. Pip says, I see people walking down the street outside of work with masks on. It was a fucking snow job, man. Like, it was. I've gone back and forth to try to really digest what happened. John Palmer said, who's the singer that Tim had on? 5 Times August? 5 Times August guy? Huh? Yeah, I am not sure his name, but 5 Times August is the band. He became an anthem. I had what's his nuts from that sings the intro and the outro. Greg Arcade did a lot of with the Canadian trucker protests and things like that. That was a big solo release. 5 Times August was a solo release. Ren and High Res, all those guys are non-label guys, or were non-label guys when they started. But the COVID thing, I've contemplated, like, spend a lot of time just walking around, not just walking around, but working out at Delinquent Scully, like when I was moving bricks up to the property and moving Rewild Life says Ren has some language. So anybody listening to this that's concerned about hearing quote unquote some language, thanks, Rachel, for the warning. I think that ship has sailed. If they heard about it on this show, that ship has definitely sailed. But I spent time moving stuff, doing repetitions, so like mindless numbing, weed eating, or whatever. Wilder Life says, if the kids are around, yeah, I suppose, or expose it to them early and just teach them what it is. Actually teach them about language instead of sheltering them from it. Mike Somsa says Brad Schistmus. It's like Christmas, but it's Schistmus. I was always wondering how COVID infiltrated COVID protocols and the insanity that we experienced was orchestrated. And I think it was like a snowball. I think it started purposely. That's my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think it was orchestrated at the beginning. I think the insanity and the mass psychosis about it was a culmination. I think that snowball rolled downhill. I think that local officials, both people that believed in what was going on and people that were just interested in accumulating power. I think people went on massive power trips. I think people went on massive. I don't think they were getting their marching orders from one central thing. I go back to when we were in the midst of it and talking to people and what is this about? I would ask them, what do you think this whole shit's about? Why are we going through this? And you'd get all sorts of different answers. And the one that keyed in was something about the election. Oh, it's about the election and this and that. And I'm just thinking to myself, this is worldwide. Italy's locked down, Great Britain's locked down, Germany's locked down, all these countries are locked down. And I don't think it's about the US election. Sorry. I think you missed the boat on that one. Does anybody know, did South America shut down during COVID. I know Europe did. Asia, obviously, where China, that took a hit. I don't ever remember recalling anything about like sub-Saharan Africa or Africa in general or South America. I just don't recall. I don't know. Maybe they did. What's that? Oh, wait, they didn't have TV. Corey says they didn't have water. They probably didn't have masks. Yeah. Are they still alive? John Palmer says it was about money. I think it was about money and control. I think a lot of the base level, the local governments, the county governments, the state governments, things like that, they saw an opening to take control. And I don't think many people run for office unless they want control. Why would you put yourself, first of all, like, why would you put yourself through all that shit if you're not power hungry? If you don't want to control other people, why would you run for office? It's like literally what you do. So there has to be a percentage of people in that position that did it intently to control people as much as possible. And I think this was an opening to do that. Whether they did it maybe consciously or subconsciously, that's why they're in those positions. John Palmer says, if you're fighting control. By doing what? When you're fighting control, you're putting your will against someone else. Even if you disagree about the control, it's still someone else. You're imposing your will to not be controlled against people. Maybe. Pip says, pour sand in a skate park and arrest the lone surfer. Pretty much. Just because. We know better than you. I saw somebody, Michael Sparks actually is in this community and SRF and whatnot, posted something about how is your political ideology formed? I think it's never really formed. I think it should. If it doesn't evolve with you as a person through your experiences and gain knowledge, then you're doing it wrong. But I think hopefully at some point everybody realizes that the only political ideology there should be is leave me the fuck alone. Nothing good comes from controlling people. It's quarter after, guys. I got to roll. I got to get out of here. I got to prep for my Matthew Lesko interview. If you guys haven't checked out Director Detour, I would really appreciate heading on over to your favorite podcast player. I tried to have somebody zap over on Fountain, zap the new show. I'm not sure where it goes. I can't find it. So maybe if you're listening to this, hold off on the Zappity Zap, or if somebody's, I don't know. I got to follow up with Mr. Dixon. He helped me out. Dropped a Fountain Zap. I guess it's a boost. I can't find it. Hunter did too. Hunter, Hunter did too. Did you? Can you go into Fountain, Hunter? I'll follow up with you after, but can you go into Fountain and see if it actually went through? When I tried to do it to myself, because it's not actually registered into the account that I'm logged into Fountain with, I tried to boost myself, and it came up with an error. I don't know. But anyway, check out Director Detour. We're up into the double digits on episodes released. We got some great ones coming up. I feel like I'm getting back in my groove, and I'm dialing back. I've got caught up, or I got ahead. I guess not caught up. I got ahead to where the number of interviews per day is dropping. I can definitely tell the earlier ones in the day when I listen to them back. I kind of packed it in at the end of 7 interviews in a single day, but that was the intent, was to get ahead to where now I can just roll with 3 to 4 a week and go. Okay, so there was an error. I got to go in the back end. Okay, thanks, Hunter. I appreciate that. But I feel like I'm getting back in my groove and interviewing. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy talking to these folks, and I'm excited to see what happens in the new year. I want to bring some of these guests back and have some more in-depth conversations, some longer conversations, maybe some listener interaction too. We'll see. But yeah, check out Director Detour. Share it with a friend. If you could share it, send it to somebody you want to listen to. Maybe just post it on social, general link to check it out, or share it specifically with someone you know. That helps spread the show and makes it worth doing. So I appreciate all you guys. If you guys are shopping on Amazon, be sure to go to amazon.com/shop/the Lots Project. That's my Amazon storefront. It gets you in my tracking, and I appreciate that. Also helps make it worth doing. It's Tuesday. Hope you get through it, and tomorrow we'll circle back and talk about things on Hump Day. Have a fantastic day, guys, and make all your dreams come true.